Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Pits of Motor Chaos. This is your host, Dave. I got a special guest, Pro E85 10.0 class driver, Aaron Gerling. How you doing, Aaron?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Which will be a brand new class for those guys this year that you'll be in. Correct?
What's that?
I say
It'll
which
be a yeah.
brand new class that they're starting this year.
Yep. Yeah, pretty excited.
So you're gonna be up Memorial Day.
Yeah. Yep, I plan on it.
So how many guys do they have in the 10.0 class so far? Do you know?
I don't know. I was looked like probably a dozen or so. That's what I seen online.
Cool. So before you got in this group, starting this year, what you do? What kind of racing did you do before that bracket?
When I started racing, I started bracket racing, but I did. Me and a buddy of mine raced NMCA and NSCA years ago. But the very first year that they ran drag radio racing, which was BF Goodrich Traction Advantage in the NSCA, we ran in that.
Oh, cool. Now, did you do any racing last year?
No, I went down the track this a couple times, but I didn't do anything competitive. I'm just trying to get my car back together. It sat tore apart for like 12 years, so I'm just getting it back together and trying to decide get back out there and start racing again.
So you'll be driving the red car?
Yes.
Now tell us about that car.
That's 67 Chevelle 300 Deluxe. I've owned it since 1988. I bought it right before I graduated high school. Cool. It's had all kinds of different stuff in it. It's got 427 in it now. It's got 2 kids on it now, but I've never sprayed them.
So what's the fastest run time you did with that car?
The fastest time I've ever been in that car?
Yeah.
Oh, it went 990 years ago. So the 10.0's right about where it's at. It's been just the way it sits right now. It went 720 through the 8. That was I put it in the trailer, took it down the track, and ran it down the track. I didn't take the hood off of it. I ain't checked nothing. I didn't work on nothing. I just the way I drive it around.
All right, so let me rewind the clock with you, Aaron, and ask, how did you get into drag racing?
I don't know. I've always liked cars and been into them, and I mean nobody in my family's done it. I had an uncle that did years ago, but I had never seen that. I just always had a love for cars. And I seen actually a guy I ended up working for. I seen him years ago around the corner from a friend of mine's house. Back his race car out on the street and do a big old nasty burnout, and it just so happened to be a 67 Chevelle. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, so I kind of got the bug and bought my hot rod and started working on it, and it evolved from there. His was a full tube chassis car, fiberglass body and stuff. But I was always into the small tire stuff.
So now, before the Chevelle, did you have any other cars that you raced in?
Nope. That's the first and only car I've ever raced that I owned. I mean, I've driven all kinds of them, but that's the only one that I've ever owned.
So what year did you start drag racing?
I think it was either 89 or 90. I did a bracket racing at a local 8-mile track.
So how was your first time experience going on a drag race track?
Oh, it was pretty cool. I had built a 327 and put a stick shift in the car, and I was on regular old radial tires, and it spun the tires from the starting line past the finish line. It was hilarious. Every time I tried to shift it and calm it down, it just kept spinning. I thought it was hilarious, but I ran it that way for a couple weeks and took the stick shift out and put an automatic in, put slicks on it. Decided to try to start making it a hook instead of spin, and had a lot of fun.
So, no nervousness at all?
What's that?
No nervousness at all first time?
No, not really. I mean, maybe just a little bit, but I mean, nothing that stands out. No, I just kind of felt at home. I always have. Whenever I'm in a car, I love being there.
So what track did you make your first drag race pass at?
Stay in Charleston, Illinois, Coles County Dragway.
So have you raced at a lot of tracks throughout your drag racing career so far?
Yeah, when me and my buddy ran all over, we went all over the East Coast, and up in Canada, and down to Orlando, and Ohio, and of course Memphis, and all kinds of places. Indiana, Michigan.
Wow. So what are you looking forward to the most out of running with the Pro E85 guys this year?
Oh, just getting back and being a little bit competitive, and being a lot competitive really. And actually, my life's changed a bunch. I've got a family now, and I never did before. So my son, I got 3 kids. My youngest is really into it. He loves hot rodding. See what it's all about with family going and spending some time and meeting good people. I've always been very fortunate to meet, the people that do this are pretty much amazing people, I think. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience with somebody. I mean, anything more than just heated moment. Most people are pretty amazing.
So how did you meet Rich Black in the group?
Actually, some friends of mine raced with them in the 890 class for several years. And I'm friends with Steve Hoke and Rob Keller, which are both been past champions. And then my friend that I raced with, who's got the twin car to mine, raced with him, which is Brett Heiger. And then Mike Donnell. I've got another buddy that we actually run with it, and I worked on the car. He's got a 68 Chevelle. It's going through a transformation now. We're trying to get it back together, and he's planning on running with it. But it'll be a year or so anyway.
So now, did you ask to join the group, or they asked you to join the group?
I seen them online. I just started messaging and went up and went to their meeting and listened about it and talked to them and told them I was interested and I wanted to run with them.
Now, do you have any drag racers that you look up to, or inspirational to you at all?
I don't know. I like them all, but it's nothing that I strive to be or anything. I like to be the best that I can be, I don't want to be in nobody's shadow or following anybody's footsteps. I like to make my own path.
So what do you enjoy most about being a drag racer, Aaron?
Just the competitiveness and the rush. You spend so much time and so much money working on the cars and in the garage and parts and working and hours and hours and hours to spend less time in the car. It's amazing. I think it's the greatest thing ever when you pull out there on the track, it's just you and the track and the car. Try to control something that should be almost uncontrollable,
Yeah. Now, is there anything that you hate about being a drag racer?
Losing.
Yeah.
Losing sucks.
Yeah.
But there's no ties. There's no everybody gets a trophy. It's you either win or you lose. I love that.
Now, have you won a lot of trophies throughout your drag racing career so far?
No, I really haven't. I've had a lot of fun, but I've never won a bunch of trophies. Of course, if I wanted to now, I could. I've got a little trophy business. I build trophies and stuff for my, on the side.
All right, now, after all the years racing now since 1989, what still keeps you passionate about it?
It's just something that I do. It's never went away. My life's went ups and downs and crazy, and that's something that I've just always loved. I've always had a desire to do it. I work in a shop for years building these cars.
Just stuck in your
Never went away.
Stuck in your blood, huh?
It is. I've done all kinds of other things, and like I say, if the car was tore apart with no engine, no transmission, nothing, I sold the truck and trailer, but I kept the body, and it sat for 12 years. I finally got my stuff back together, and I put it back together. And it was just like putting on an old pair of gloves, old pair of boots. I'm right back.
Yep, just like jumping back on a bicycle again.
It is.
So, do you have any favorite tracks to race on?
I don't know. I raced in St. Louis quite a bit. I tore most of my engine damage has been down there, but it's probably because I raced there the most. I always kind of liked Indy.
Now, have you've ran at the Grove before?
Yeah. I've been up there. I didn't run. I went up there with Brett. I was helping him with his car. He drove. I've been to the track. I haven't been down the track.
Yeah, so this will be your first time.
Going down the track, it will be.
Yep. How about 41?
Yep, I've been there. That's the only racetrack that I ever thought about lifting at, and that was I had built a new motor for my car years ago, and it spun the tires just all the way down the track. And if the track had been any longer, I'd have got out of it, but it wasn't.
Have you ever raced at Byron or Cordova?
Yep, both of them.
You like those tracks?
Yeah, I do.
No, you prefer quarter-mile racing or eighth-mile racing?
I've always liked quarter mile.
Yeah, the people tell me they like eighth mile because saves on the wear and tear of the car.
Yeah, I understand that. Unfortunately for me, I've not had
Yeah.
a lot of real high end stuff, so I'll just go ahead and run it. But I have tore up a bunch of stuff. I'm not proud of that, but it happens. It's part of it. I've always been pretty aggressive. That's kind of why I like the 10-0 class. I can run that and not be brutal on the car.
Yeah. So now, Aaron, if you could have the drag race fans that come out to watch you race remember one thing about you, what would you want that one thing to be that the fans remember about you?
Oh, probably that just said, I do it to have a good time. I try to, control my attitude and be a pretty good guy. Win, lose, or draw. At the end of the day, it's about, having a good time and spending time with good people and your family. That's to get away from work in the real world, That's to have fun and enjoy yourself.
So you're a friendly guy, right?
Yeah.
If people come to the pit area, they can stop by and we sit in the car and all that good stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's pretty cool stuff.
Oh, yeah, that gives the kids a great memory of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Might even make them get them into drag racing.
It might.
Then again,
give them something to remember. That's pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, it can have that same effect on adults too. You never know.
Yeah, it could. Me and my buddy was over at Columbus racing in the finals, and I think it was 04 or 05, and we had actually hurt the motor, dropped the valve, and busted the cylinder head up, and we were fixing it. We were waiting for the cylinder head to get there, and little kids come by and they wanted to see what was going on, and walked up to the car, and they wanted to know if we had any little hero cards or anything. And all I could think back then, of course, that's been 15 plus years ago. All I could think was, we're just a couple of working guys out here having fun, and to them kids, we was somebody.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Now, do you think you could get any better as a drag racer? And if so, how do you achieve that to get better, Aaron?
Oh, absolutely. Just working, and work hard, and learning, and talking to other racers, and it's just just working, doing it. You know, you can read about it, you can talk about it, but unless you do it, you're not going to improve.
Now, as far as drag racing goes, do you think there are any pros and cons?
Well, I don't know. I do. I've done all kinds of races, but drag racing's always been my favorite. You know, at the end of the day, hopefully you get to take a clean, good-looking, well-running machine home, not all beat up with the fenders tore off of it, and wheels and tires knocked off of it, and have to replace the body at the end of the day. I mean, but a friend of mine had built a dirt track car, and I drove it for him, and it was a lot of fun. But them guys have to replace body panels pretty frequently, and tires way more frequently than I care to.
Now, if someone might be listening to the interview live right now, whether it be a young kid or an adult, and they're thinking about, starting up drag racing, what kind of advice would you give?
Well, if you give yourself a budget of what you're going to do, what class you're going to race, and how fast you want to go, and what it costs to do this and do that, and get a realistic outlook on it, and give yourself a budget, then kind of double it, and then throw that out the window and quit counting. Come to the races, get around good people, and talk to them, see what they've done, what's worked, what doesn't work.
Now, when you go racing, do you have any other crew with you?
No, my wife and kids.
So what's your wife's role in being a crew member?
Keeping track of the kids. They helped me load the car and unload my little boy, who'll be 4 in just a couple days here next Wednesday. He loads and unloads the car. He runs the winch to pull the car in the trailer and unload the car out of the trailer. That's his job.
So you think you're going to get a drag race out of him?
I hope so. If he wants to, I'll encourage anything he wants to do. If he doesn't, that's okay. But I hope so.
Yeah, maybe you'd be buying that junior dragster.
Well, there's one sitting in the garage right beside the car.
Oh, you already got one, huh?
Well, it hasn't been down the track yet, but I'm going to try to do that in between all my other stuff.
Now, besides the 4-year-old, how many other kids you got?
I've got a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son.
They don't like drag racing?
Well, I'm going to try to put the daughter in the junior this year, see what she thinks about it.
Cool.
See if they like it. They think the car's neat. They like going to shows and stuff. We're going to give it a whirl and see what they think.
Well, good luck. I hope it works out.
Well, I appreciate that.
That'd be cool to have some more future drag racers out there.
Yeah. My daughter seems to show more interest in doing it than my 10-year-old son. He's pretty big. He likes video games and stuff like that. We'll see.
So all the mechanical work, you do all the mechanical work on the car?
Yeah.
You pack your parachutes?
Well, I don't have a chute on my car, but on the house car we had in the shop I worked at, I did.
Now, are we going to see some big wheel lifts from you?
Well, years ago the car did it pretty good. We'll see what happens this year. I'm on radials now. I used to be on sleds. We'll see. I hope so. That's a lot of fun. I like burnouts and I like wheelies. You used to be good at both of them.
Now, Aaron, when you get out there in the staging lanes, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions?
No, not too much. I mean, not other than my normal stuff. I have to have certain things in certain places, but that's just all the time.
Do you have to put the right glove, left glove on same all the time?
No, I've never really been that way. I just got to make sure that I have my, use fastener tool in my pocket in case I need to get the hood off or wait and put my helmet on, after I get buckled up so I can see. I'm a big guy. I take up a little bit of room. I got to be able to turn around, so I can't put my helmet on until I'm ready.
No, is there a lot of preparation to getting that Chevelle ready for a weekend?
Yeah, I like to go over everything and make sure I got all my I's dotted, T's crossed. Everything's tight and full and adjusted. Just got to double check everything, double and triple. Nitrous bottles filled, trailer full. There's quite a bit goes into it.
So now, where do you get all your fire safety equipment from?
Oh, the chassis shop that I work at, I get a lot of my stuff from him.
Now, what kind of tires are you going to be running on the car this year?
Mickey Thompson radials.
Now, have you reached any milestones so far in your drag racing career?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I guess I have. I've been on TV, been in magazines and stuff. That's pretty cool. I'd like to win a race. A whole event.
No.
I'll tell you, my time away has changed me. I was pretty aggressive, and I throw everything at it. And now, getting it back together, I'm not that way. If it ain't right, we just wait. I'm not all about tearing up everything and figuring it out later. I'm pretty. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I'll just wait and do it another day.
Now, have you been in any accidents or close calls throughout your drag racing career?
No, I've been pretty fortunate.
Well, knock on wood, you won't have any accidents.
Yeah, I hope so. Good Lord, look out for me.
All right. So, are you ready for a few fun questions here before we finish?
What's that?
I said, are you ready for a few fun questions here before we finish?
Sure.
All right. So, outside of drag racing, do you have any other hobbies?
I play a lot of pool. 8-ball, 9-ball, billiards.
Are you a pool shark?
I get lucky every now and then.
Do you hustle anybody for money?
No, I don't do that. That always ends bad.
Yeah.
Somebody gets hurt feelings.
So, you do anything else besides play pool?
I work. Work on hot rods.
No hunting, fishing?
No, I don't do none of that. I'm not really a sportsman. I work on cars and work on stuff for my friends.
All right, so now, if you and the family have time to go on a vacation getaway, what's your favorite vacation getaway?
Well, I was planning on taking the kids to Disney, but my 10-year-old asked me the other day if we could go on a cruise. I don't know.
Have you ever been on a boat cruise?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Me and my wife.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to the Bahamas. We got married.
So how was the Bahamas?
Well, it was pretty neat. I'd never been to a place like that. Where we was at was pretty cool. But you get too far away from there, and it was pretty eye-opening. I didn't realize how blessed we are to live in the country we live in. Away from the resort area down there was pretty messed up. There had been storms come through there and just devastated it. Here in the States, when we get damage like that, we've got a lot of infrastructure and agencies that come in and clean up and fix stuff and take care of it. But down there, when it comes through and tore up, it's tore up. It just stays tore up.
All right, so now, Aaron, if you were able to find a time travel machine and go back into time, would you do anything differently with your drag racing career?
I don't know. I could say that there'd be things that I would like to change, but I probably wouldn't, because then I wouldn't be the person I am today. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and it's made me into. I like to think I'm a pretty good person, so I probably wouldn't change anything. I may try to take advantage of some opportunities that I had that I passed on.
All right, now, what is your favorite food to eat?
I don't know. Probably steak.
Steak and potatoes?
Yeah.
Now, is your wife a good cook?
Well, when she does it, she's a pretty good cook, but we're pretty busy.
So what's your favorite dish that she makes? You have one?
Oh, I don't know about anything. She makes pretty good pulled pork.
Now, do you do any cooking?
Yeah. We share in it.
So what do you consider your best dish to make?
Oh, I don't know. Make pretty good meatloaf.
That's a family favorite, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife makes a good meatloaf. She puts cheese inside there and mushrooms.
I haven't tried that yet. I was thinking about that just the other night. Those exact two things.
Yeah, you ought to make that. It's good.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite beverage, Aaron?
Iced tea.
Iced tea in the summertime, huh? Or all year long, huh?
All year long.
So do you drink alcohol?
Not anymore. I gave that up almost 7 years ago.
All right. So do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Smokey and the Bandit.
Good old Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
So what's your favorite kind of music to listen to?
Oh, I like to listen to all kinds of music, but I probably listen to country music more than anything.
Old country, right?
Yeah.
Not that newer stuff.
Nah.
Hip hop country, pop country, whatever.
Well, then you can't tell what channel you're listening to, you know?
Yeah. Now, have you had? Can you think of one most embarrassing moment you had? On the track during a race.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe when I broke the rear end of the car, but it really wasn't all that embarrassing. I wasn't too upset about it. I'd run it for a long time before it broke.
Now, do you have a biggest pet peeve when you're at the track?
I don't know. I don't know whether I can pick one thing out.
How about in life? You have a pet peeve in life?
Liars.
All right. So now, when you're at the track on race day, how's your eating habits? Do you eat lightly and wait till the races are done, or do you eat normally during the day, race day?
I usually forget about it until after race day's done. I might snack every now and then, but I usually wait till the races are over.
Yeah, after the races are done, then you splurge, huh?
Yeah.
Now,
Win, lose, or draw, we go eat.
Do you guys cook at the track?
We probably will. It's going to be a new thing with the family.
You like the barbecue?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite barbecue food?
Oh, just go standby hamburgers, and hot dogs, and brats.
I thought you were gonna say steak.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like that.
I haven't had a good grilled steak in a while.
I might have to think about doing that. Maybe that'll be a good luck thing.
Yeah, you never know.
Bring me some steaks in the cooler.
Yep. Got some ice cold iced tea.
That's right.
So what would you consider to be your fondest memory of your drag racing career so far?
My honest memory?
Fondest memory. Fondest
Memory.
Yeah, like your best memory.
Oh, I don't know, probably getting to race Super Street at the NSCA event at Cordova. I got to run against record holder Jim Huber. I think that was probably pretty cool.
And how'd you do?
I dropped him out and blowed the motor up.
Okay.
He was. It ain't nothing to brag about, but he was so far ahead of me on the TV, you couldn't even see me in the picture.
So how many Super Bowls have you ran at with the NMCA?
I had never raced in any of them.
I've never won the Super Bowl.
I've been up there, but I've never raced in them.
Yeah, hopefully Route 66 opens again for drag racing one of these days. Nobody knows.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice, but I don't know, man. It doesn't sound too promising.
Yeah, the COVID kind of put a halt to everything over there.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully this year's going to be a better year for drag racing, I hope.
I sure hope so. And everything. I mean, it devastated a lot of people.
Yep. Well, Aaron, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do this interview tonight.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no problem. You have any final words?
No, I just hope to see you out there and hope the season goes real well and meet some new people and have a lot of fun.
Yep. Come out and support the Pro E85 guys.
Absolutely.
Great bunch of guys.
Yep.
So,
It'll be a good time. I look forward to it.
Yep. Well, thanks again, Aaron.
All right. Well, thank you.
I hope you have a great night.
You too, bud.
And good luck with the 2021 drag racing season with the group.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And hope if all things go as planned, I should be out there Memorial Day weekend for that race.
Right on.
So, all right. You have a good night and thanks again.
You too, bud. Take care.
All right. Bye.